this is Melissa Hill, and you're listening to Podcast by Mata.
This is Pocket Sen, and you're listening to Podcast by Martha.
Hi, this is Melissa Monet, and you're watching to Podcast by Mata.
Hi, this is Callie Klein, and you're listening to the Podcast by Mata.
Hey, it's Jennifer Nguyen, and you're listening to the Podcast by Mata.
Hey, this is Joe Mata with the Podcast by Mata. Hey, I'm here to tell you about some fabulous products from Bad Dragon. Hey, Bad Dragon sells some of the most dynamic designs, but that's just only the beginning of the story. Every Bad Dragon dildo and masturbator is hand-poured and ships here in the United States, with the highest quality U.S.-made platinum cured body self silicones available. Now, to get more information on this stuff, go to bad-dragon.com. That's bad-dragon.com, bad-dragon.com. And if you place an order from them, make sure you tell them that the Podcast by Mata sent you. Hey, how's everyone doing today? It is a fabulous Thursday here. You're listening to the Podcast by Mata, and of course, I'm your host, Joe Mata. Hey, man, want to talk a little bit about modeling. We're actually going to go live right now. We're starting a broadcast right now on Periscope. And so basically what I want to do is go over a little bit about some basic rules for you young models out there. I was a photographer for 16 years and just want to give you guys some basic rules to follow, that'll keep you safe. I bring this up because apparently in down in Southern California, I do a lot of my shows, up here where I'm at, but I base a lot of it on modeling, photography, the adult industry, as well as other platforms, and basically, I saw a lot going on Twitter that there is apparently there's a photographer who's being allegedly accused of certain things. Those I'm not going to get into, but also apparently having agreements with models and they're not getting their photos and whatnot. So yeah, that's just some basic rules that you can follow. But a little bit about me though. I was a photographer for 16 years. And the way I got into it was I was basically working for a casino here in Northern California, and I'm trying to get comfortable here. Sorry about that. And what happened was I was a slot manager for one of the casinos here in where I live, and one of our patrons was a model, and she had a few photo shoots that she was coming up to do in our area. And I guess one of the shoots that she had set up, apparently the photographer canceled on her, and she was in a panic and asked me, hey, can you help me out? I got a camera. I just need these photos taken so I can submit them. And I was like, well, okay, I've done photography before, but just for relatives and stuff like that. So here, let me move this way there. And I basically, what I did, is I went ahead and did the photos. Long story short, I didn't see her for a couple weeks. Then she comes in with the photos, all happy and everything. She submitted them. She didn't get what she wanted, but she liked the photos and asked me, hey, would you mind if I gave your number to a lot of my modeling friends, because they like the photos you took, and basically you're a good guy, can I do that? And I was like, yeah, I don't care, it's okay, yeah, go ahead, go right ahead. I didn't think nothing of it, just here I am. Like 2 or 3 weeks later, I started getting phone calls from these models who wanted to set up photo shoots with me, and I'm like, oh wow, okay. And so I went out and got a camera and started doing photos. And when people ask me where did I graduate from, where I go to school, and I just basically, and I still say to this day, I went to the University of Trial and Error, and that's basically how I learned. If I took a bad photo, I'd check my settings, adjust my settings, take notes, write everything down, go back, go back and forth over my photos and stuff. And eventually, that's basically how I started and got into this. So, it's been pretty fun. It was a pretty fun run. I just said heck with it. I just gave it up. A lot of younger people are getting involved, and in my area, the industry just got oversaturated, and so I started my broadcast here, or my podcast here, about a year ago, and it's been taking off since then. But now back to my subject. Like I said, with a lot of the industry that I do cover, they're having issues with a certain photographer down there. It's allegedly, he's done some things, I guess, that aren't that great. But just basic rules for models. Of course, a lot of you probably already going to know this, but this is just for the newer models. Number one, never go to a photo shoot with a photographer that you don't know nothing about unless you have an escort. If that photographer is understanding and really wants to do a shoot with you, he will not have a problem with you bringing an escort. Because as long as you're relaxed and comfy with the situation, that is going to come across in the pictures that he's taking, and that's what he wants. If he has an issue with it, then the choice is yours. But myself, I've told Neva models before, if you don't feel comfortable, I don't want you at the shoot, because it's a waste of my time, it's a waste of your time. The photos aren't going to come out right. You're going to look tight and upset, and it's going to come across in the product that I'm producing, and I don't want that. So, number one, like I said, just get an escort to go with you. If the photographer is being funny about it, then don't go. Don't go to it. Plain and simple. Don't go to it. And number two, always have a signed model release form. And don't say, don't have to say, I'll get it to you in the mail. No, you have him write one up in handwriting stating what you're going to get. If you're paying for the photos, if you're doing a trade for, have him write out what the trade is for. You're getting 1 5x7. You're getting one pick out of every set. You're getting 5 picks out of each set you're taking. Make sure it is specific when you're doing that. And that'll somewhat alleviate some of the problems. Number two, three, ask for references. Ask for references. If he is a well-known model or a photographer and he's shot with a lot of models, he will have references to give you. He'll say, yes, you can shoot with this person, you can shoot with that person. Like with me, if someone was to ask me back then, I'd say, yeah, there's Yvette, there's Chua, there's Amy, there's Selena, there's Lydia. I mean, I could name off a bunch of models who I shot with, who knew how professional I was, who knew there wasn't going to be anything funny going on, and knew what they signed is what they were going to get. And you can build your reputation off of that photographers by doing what you're going to say you're going to do. Don't get frisky. Don't pull douche moves, because what'll happen, and I've seen it up here in my area, the word, especially is a small knit community area, where you pull a douchebag move and you're done. And I've seen 2 or 3 photographers that happen to, and it's just, you pull a douchebag move, where especially up here, word gets around, and especially now with social media, and up here, it's a wrap. You're done. You might as well find something else to do, because it's not going to happen. Now, as far as, like I said, the modeling, just like I said, what I would do, how I used to do it, conduct a photo shoot with, especially like a model who's new. or new with me is what I would do. Basically, they're going to be naturally nervous whether they got their escort there or not, because it's going to be kind of new to them. And so what I would do is I would just say basically, do the poses that you feel comfortable with. And I would do a set with that. Just click, 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 choo, choo, choo. Take up, 20, 30, 40 pictures of her just posing that she likes, the poses that she's naturally doing. And then once that broke the ice, then I would say, okay, give me what you're looking for. What do you want out of the photos? And she'd give me the poses. And I'd say, okay, this is what I want. And I would get that done. And I would get 2 to 3 sets out of it, maybe sometimes even more, depending how long the shoot went. And I would basically make sure that the before the shoot was done, the model release form was signed. There were times we'd get into it, and of course I would have to do it afterwards. But before they left, that thing was signed. They had their copy, and I would make sure that I would get them exactly what they wanted. A lot of the models, I basically tell them, I don't photo shoot. I don't Photoshop. I don't really like to do it unless it's specifically asked, just for the very reason that a person may not like what I'm giving them, the product. I mean, because each person's taste. I'm adjusting my. Sorry about that. I'm adjusting my live stream here from Periscope. Some people may not like my taste in Photoshop. Each person's taste varies. So I would just basically say, if you'd like it done, I can do it. But, I'm going to give you a set of the originals that I took, and then a set of the Photoshop, and then, you go with that. I would say, if it's, you want to take it to someone, that's okay. But as long as my photo, my ink spot was on there, I'd say okay, but I would want to talk to the person doing the job, because my name is on that photo. That's just how we did it up here. But now going back to the models, like I said, get the 4 very, very most important thing is get that model release form. And of course, if that person does not do what they say in the model release form, obviously, you can take them to court, small claims court. That is time and money for you. You can go that route, or you can, like some of the models I've seen on Twitter, just put the person on blast. Just, put them on blast. Because especially with the social media is nowadays, the word gets out, and it can put a dent in someone's someone's business. So regardless of how good a photographer you are, you get a bad reputation, you're still gonna have some models are gonna go to you just because of the quality you put out, but you're gonna lose a lot of clients just basically because of the bad moves that you've made or making or were making. Just make sure you get that model release form. Don't do anything that you're not comfortable doing. Now there were times where I'd even record it, and I would, of course, I would talk to the model even beforehand. Just say, hey, I know you're kind of nervous about doing a shoot, and one of the things that I do offer is I'll take a recording of it, record it. Obviously, there's nothing going on anyway because of the reputation I had, but it made them feel a little more comfortable. And then what would happen is after I did that, I would give them a copy of it, and I would keep, of course, the original that I would have on file. So there's just a number of different things that you can do. But like I said, most importantly, make sure you have an escort with you. If you're not comfortable with the photographer if it's your first time. And a lot of photographers, they're going to say, well, would you take your escort to your job? Well, this is a totally different type of thing. This is all about safety. When you go to a different type of job, you've got obviously hundreds and hundreds of people around you, or obviously more than 5 at your job or where you're at. You've got witnesses and whatnot. This is totally different type of situation. So you just tell that photographer, well, if you want to shoot with me, you're going to have to deal with my escort. The escort won't get in the way. Escort will help you out with lighting or whatever you need, and that's basically, like I said, that's what I would do. I'd say, okay, that's fine. Bring him. And I'd put the escort to use. He'd set up lighting for me. He'd get behind me, make funny faces or whatnot, and have that person, model, whether it's a male or female, have them all excited, laughing, and whatnot, So, there's a lot of things you can do, and like I said, just basically, number one, just make sure you take care of yourself. Like I said, there's legal action. Hopefully, you'll never have to do that. But there's also, like I said, make sure you get that model release form. Get it before the shoot even starts. Have it signed by him. Have it state exactly what you're going to get. Every, whatever it's, however many photos it is, detailed description on what's going on, whether it's a trade, whether he's paying you $180 for half hour, or if he's paying you $190 for 15 minutes, or whatever the case may be, whatever you charge per hour, make sure that in the contract, $200 an hour, time starting at 2 p.m., ending at 3 p.m., amount due, however you guys want to do it. Amount was paid, half was paid before shoot started, remainder will be paid after, however you want it, have it set it up, make sure it's set up that way for you. That way, you guys are safe, on both parts, whether it's the photographer, that way he's protected, because he has his, he has his model release form, and then you have yours. Hey, Nate Gilbert, what's up, dude? How you doing? It's some people coming in on Periscope, just going over some basic rules for models who were in the industry. Just basic simple stuff for them to go by, when they go to photo shoots. So it's just basically and like I said, number one, or the third one was your references. Make sure you check with references. Every good photographer is going to have references, and make sure you check with those references, and they'll tell you. The models, they stick together. They'll tell you, they'll stick up for each other, and not they won't say anything that shouldn't be said or whatnot. It's if that photographer is not doing what he's supposed to be doing, they'll definitely let you know for sure. So like I said, if there's any questions out here on Periscope, no questions. Okay. Like I said, I'll give a brief update on basically what you got to do. Like I said, just number one, make sure you have an escort. Number two, make sure you have a model release form, signed document. Number three, make sure they've got references. And if they don't have the good references and they're a fantastic photographer, I still wouldn't do it. Don't do it. Because there's going to be another photographer out there who's going to want to shoot you who is just as good, if not better, than that one. So it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. With everything going on, all the allegations now being tossed around, which brought me up to this subject that I'm bringing up. Just don't go. Don't do it. It's not worth it. There's other photographers out there that you can work with who would be willing to do exactly what you do, and you may get it for half the price, or even less, or they may be willing to do it for a trade, just because of your reputation as a model, and they're working on building their brand. So they'll say, hey, no problem, I'll throw a trade for you, easy, no easy, no biggie. So yeah, basically just do your homework, and don't get discouraged. There's a lot of photographers out there who will work with you. Just got to find the right ones, and just don't get down on yourself. Talk to other models. Again, like I said, they may have other photographers you could work with that they've experienced, that had a wonderful experience doing the shoot. And you can, like I said, you can talk to any of my references, and I stated them earlier in the show. You can ask any of my references, and they'll give me a 10 plus or A plus on my professionalism and how I conducted myself, whether they were major import magazine models or if they were just starting out. And of course, I didn't know all this off the start. I mean, I did kind of learn a little bit from my experience, when I was working at a casino here. You learn customer service, and you just learn how to talk to people, So, and that's basically a lot of it is just communication. Just communicate with them right, communicate with them properly, treat them with respect. Make them feel comfortable about the situation that they're in. They're with you. They may have just met you, and just make them feel comfortable. If they're comfortable, they've got their escort there. Man, those pictures are going to come out amazing, because that model is going to be relaxed. She's going to be really relaxed, and she's going to be happy to be there. The more relaxed she gets, her photos are going to come out fabulous. I guarantee it. So anyway, hey guys, I think that's going to be it for today. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for tuning in on Periscope, the people who did this time of day. Thank you guys for that. You guys are watching on the replay. Thanks for that. Let's see here. Let me reach over here. And if you like Periscope, follow me on Twitter. You can follow me right here at these areas right here. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook, and all the other ones. And then here's for the live recording that I'm doing right now. You can follow me right here. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And of course, if you want to subscribe and support the show, you can go to obviously the PayPal if you want to do that. But I'm not worried about it one way or the other. I love this, so this is a lot of fun. I like doing this for you. So, once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and listening, and we'll see you next time. We're closing out here on Periscope right now. We're done there. Closing out on the live show. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in, and really want to thank you guys for watching, supporting me this past year. I put this on for you guys, man. You guys and you guys only. Where it's all about you, guys. Okay, and nothing more. Love you guys. Take care. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Let's see if that worked. I think it worked. Okay. Oh, there it is. Oh, shit, we're still on. I'm still recording. Oh, my goodness. All right, guys. Hey, again, if you guys going to watch the slideshow version of this, thank you guys for tuning in, man. Do appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Love you guys. Hey, how we doing? Hey, this is Joe Mata with the podcast by Mata. Hey, I just want to give you a friendly reminder, guys, that you can follow us on social media. You can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/podcast by Mata. Mata is spelled M-A-T-A. You can also follow us on Instagram, the podcast by Mata. Facebook would be facebook.com/podcast by Mata. Periscope, the live streaming app, podcast by Mata. Snapchat would be the letter D, podcast by Mata. So that would be D, podcast by Mata. And of course, if you want to help the show financially, there's no obligation to, but if you'd like to, that'd be great. PayPal.me/podcast by Mata. And with that said, man, we'll get you the show right now. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, this is Joe Mata with the podcast by Mata. Hey, I'm here to tell you about some fabulous products from Bad Dragon. Hey, Bad Dragon sells some of the most dynamic designs, but that's just only the beginning of the story. Every Bad Dragon dildo and masturbator is hand-poured and ships here in the United States, with the highest quality U.S.-made platinum cured body self silicones available. Now, to get more information on this stuff, go to bad-dragon.com. That's BAD-dragon.com, BAD-DRAGON.com. And if you place an order from them, make sure you tell them that the podcast by Mata sent you.